Okay, so if you're a student in India, you know the CBSE board exams are a huge deal. Well, get ready because things are about to get a major shakeup in 2026. We're talking about a complete change to how these exams work. So let's break down what this actually means for you. I mean, come on, who isn't stressed about board exams, right? All that pressure, the cramming sessions, feeling like your entire future depends on just one day. It's a lot. But what if I told you that whole experience is about to change? Yep, you heard that right. Starting in 2026, the rules are officially changing. The CBSE is introducing some of the biggest reforms we've seen in a long, long time. And this isn't just a small tweak. It's designed to completely reshape how you learn, how you're tested, and really what it even means to succeed in school. All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, the big picture of this 2026 overhaul. Then, we'll dive into what's new for Class 10, and trust me, it's a game changer. After that, we'll look at Class 12 and its focus on future skills. We'll cover the new rules that apply to everyone, figure out why these changes are even happening, and wrap it all up with a solid game plan to help you succeed. So let's start with the big picture. What's the main idea behind all this? Well, it's a huge shift in thinking. The whole point is to move away from just memorizing facts and formulas, rote learning, and start focusing on testing if you actually understand the material and can use it in the real world. And the heart of this whole change is something called competency-based questions. So what does that even mean? It's not about just spitting back information you've memorized. Nope. It's about taking what you've learned and actually applying it. Can you solve a problem you haven't seen before? Can you look at a case study and figure out what's going on? That's what they're testing now. And this isn't a small change. Take a look at the new mix. A whopping 50% of your exam paper, half of it, is now going to be these competency-based questions. That's a huge chunk dedicated to testing how you think. The other half will be a mix of objective questions, like MCQs, and your classic short and long answer questions. Okay, now for what's probably the biggest news of all, especially for Class 10 students. The changes here are, well, they're pretty revolutionary, and they're all aimed at one thing, taking some of that crazy pressure off. And here it is. 2. That's the magic number. For the first time ever, if you're in Class 10, you'll get 2 shots at the board exams in the same year. Just think about the difference here. The old way, 1 exam, 1 day, all the pressure is on that single performance. But the new system, you get 2 attempts, probably one in February and another in May. And here's the best part. Only your best score counts. So if you have a bad day, it's not the end of the world. You have a real safety net, a chance to come back and do better. And it gets better. Your final grade isn't just about that board exam anymore. Look at this breakdown. 60% will come from your best board exam score, but a massive 40% comes from your internal assessments. That means your projects, your tests, everything you do all year long actually counts. It's all about rewarding consistent effort, not just one day of cramming. All right, let's switch gears and talk about Class 12. Now, for you guys, it's still 1 annual board exam, but the focus of that exam and your curriculum is shifting in a big way. It's all about getting you ready for life after school, whether that means college or jumping straight into a career. And how are they doing that? By rolling out a bunch of new skill-based elective subjects. And check some of these out. We're talking about practical, hands-on stuff like land transportation associate, electronics and hardware, even design thinking. These are subjects designed to give you real skills you can actually use. This all fits into a new, more organized curriculum. Everything is now grouped into 7 core learning areas. So you'll have everything from languages and sciences to these new skill subjects and general studies. It's a way to make sure you get a really balanced education, mixing the classic academic stuff with these new practical skills. Okay, so we've talked about the exams themselves, but there are also some new rules that everyone, both Class 10 and Class 12 students, need to know about. First up, and this one's a big one, attendance. There's no wiggle room here. You absolutely have to have at least 75% attendance. If you don't, you won't even be eligible to take the board exams. Simple as that. Next, we're going digital with something called the APARID. The easiest way to think about this is like a digital locker or a unique passport just for your education. It's going to hold all your academic records in one place and make everything much smoother. And yeah, signing up for this is now mandatory for everyone. Okay, this is super important, so listen up. Those internal assessments, you have to take them seriously. If you miss them, your projects, your practicals, whatever they may be, the consequences are really, really severe. You could be marked essential repeat, which is basically a fancy way of saying you become ineligible for the board exams. You just won't be allowed to take them. So that's a lot of change, right? It kind of makes you wonder why. Why is all of this happening now? Well, the philosophy behind it is all about building a better, more student-friendly, and frankly, more effective system. I think this quote really gets to the heart of it. The idea is to judge students on skill development, on consistency, and on genuine understanding, not just on how well they can perform on one single day. It's a move away from that high-pressure, all-or-nothing approach. So when you boil it all down, what are they trying to do? They're trying to kill rote memorization. They want to reduce all that fear and pressure students feel. They want to encourage you to learn consistently throughout the year. They want to build skills you can actually use in a job. And ultimately, they want to make the whole system fairer and more transparent. Okay, so you've got all this info. The big question is, what do you do with it? How do you actually prepare for this new world of CBSE exams? Don't worry, let's map out a clear game plan for you. All right, here are the key steps. Number 1, stay updated. Follow the official CBSE news so you don't miss anything. 2, practice smart. Your old way of studying might not cut it. Focus on those competency-based questions. 3, take your internals seriously. They're a huge part of your grade now, and you have to do them. 4, keep that 75% attendance up. Don't risk it. And finally, number 5, choose your subjects wisely. Think about what you want to do later in life and pick electives that'll actually help you get there. You know, when you step back and look at it, these are probably some of the biggest changes to the system we've seen in decades. It's a clear signal that we're moving toward a system that values real understanding over just memorizing facts and rewards consistent effort over a single stressful performance. Which leaves us with a really big question to think about. Is this what the future of Indian education looks like?